What's the most important decision you're going to make in your life? What do you think it is?
Who you marry?
The spouse. The most important decision you make in your entire life is the spouse. Because the wrong one is a disaster. The right one is fantastic. Now, I've had the right one for 68 years. Everything we've done together as a team. It's been wonderful.
So you've been together since you were my age. I'm 25.
Yes.
Can you define the word love?
With great difficulty. The feeling you have for each other. The respect. The positive attitude you carry to each other. Being there for each other without any equivocation whatsoever. There's never an issue. Should I, shouldn't I? If it's something that is important for the family or important to your spouse, you do it. Simple. Love is a conglomeration of attitudes, feelings. I mean, there's just so much that's part of it.
It's a loaded question.
It's almost impossible to define.
Yeah.
Make sure you marry the right spouse. Nothing more important in your entire life.
So now that we've watched that clip, I'm going to give you a little breakdown from this billionaire, Larry Silverstein. His advice on marriage, and I think it was absolutely fantastic. Very short clip, but there's a lot of wisdom there. You see, he's been married to his wife since 1956. That is 68 years of marriage, as he said. And there's a few key points that he mentioned, which we're going to break down. So his first statement was, the most important decision in your life comes down to the spouse you choose. What's interesting is that this is coming from a billionaire. Okay? He's not telling you the most important decision is make $1 billion. Because he's got all the money in the world. He's telling you the most important decision in your life is to have a good woman by your side. Comes down to the spouse you choose. He said, the wrong one is a disaster and the right one is fantastic. And I've had the right one for 68 years. And everything we have done has been done together as a team. So he's built everything with his woman by his side, a good woman by his side. I find that absolutely fantastic. And it's what I tell you guys. For my long-term viewers who are familiar with my work, if you're new to my channel, then that's news to you. But I often tell guys that you are responsible for the quality of woman that you choose. Choose a good one. So here are some of the metrics that he mentioned in the clip. He said, number one, have deep respect for each other. Now it sounds basic, but it's a principle that is true, and it stands and it stretches over time. It's everlasting because it's truth. If you love each other, you want to respect each other. When you take care of something, it lasts. It goes back to the same thing with your friendships and your relationships, or in this case, with the woman in your life, men. If you respect each other and you treat her right and she treats you right, hey, guess what? Your relationship is going to flourish. How many times have you seen men that they shout at their women, they scream at women, they hit women, they're abusive, they play mind games? If you were actually calm and collected and you behaved as a man does and you get things done and you take action and you go out and slay the dragon and you handle what needs to be taken care of and you deal with your hardships, you'll have a good woman that will support you and she'll respect and admire you. And if you treat that woman well, she'll open up, she'll be more feminine, she'll be softer, she'll be your biggest cheerleader. And obviously when a woman respects you and she treats you well, I can tell you from experience, having a good woman that respects you, man, it motivates you even more. She's going to inspire and bring the best out of you. So having respect for each other is crucial to make a relationship, in this case a marriage, blossom. The second thing is having a positive attitude, he said. Always having a positive attitude. No one wants to be around someone that's negative, who's upset, who demeans themselves, who's always down. Okay, we've all seen that happen with a friend or just someone you know. They're always miserable. They're always complaining, that one crazy family member, right? It's like being around them, it just drains your energy. Same thing can happen in marriage. If you get around the wrong woman, or ladies watching, you're around the wrong man, and they're negative all the time, that's going to drain you. But when you're around, in this case, for marriage, your spouse is someone who's always positive. They always have something nice to say. They are kind. They're appreciative of you. And obviously, as Larry Silverstein said, all of this is mutual. respect for each other, positive attitude towards each other. So when you have that, and you're both just grateful to be with each other, you're happy to be in each other's presence, you love spending time with each other, you're always smiling, you're always happy, you see the good in things, right? You're a glass half full instead of a glass half empty kind of person, and you're always positive and upbeat. You know, when you smile and you laugh, you feel good. And when you're around someone who's always in a good mood, man, it's going to make you feel better too. And that's a great lesson here for marriage. Loving, having a good time, okay? Being positive, being a joyful person with a good attitude, that is so big. The third thing he mentioned, always do what is right for each other and for your family. He said there is no hesitation, there is no doubt. It's just if she needs something, you do it for her. As a man, you're supposed to love your woman sacrificially as Christ loved the church and give yourself up for her. So when you love her, you're going to do anything for her. Same thing for a woman. When she loves you, man, she's going to support you and nurture you and follow your lead, and she'll submit to your leadership, right? She will be there for you. And it's like when you're there for each other, that's where the magic happens. So he said when you always do what is right for each other, as a man, that could be maybe, I don't know, maybe you need to sacrifice and make more money for the family, or I don't know, maybe you've gotten a little bit fat, overweight, and she points that out to you and you have to get back into the gym and get back into shape. You do what's right for the family, taking care of your health, taking care of the finances. If there's something that needs to be handled, you get it done. You do what is required of you because you love each other. That is love, okay? It's action. You take action for it, right? And obviously for the family, in the context of when you're married, it's husband, wife, and kids. Do what you need. You both need to be there for the kids. Do what is required for each other and for the family. And that's a great marriage lesson. How many times do you hear stories of couples get into a relationship and, man, I hear it from men all the time. Oh, the girl's selfish. My girlfriend's selfish, or my wife is selfish. I don't know what to do. You don't want to be married to someone like that now, do you? You want to be with a woman that would do anything to make you happy. Okay? When you see the happiest couples, they keep loving and giving and pouring back into their relationship and marriage. So finding someone that is willing to do what is right for you, guys. And same thing. You do the same for her, you're sorted. And so having someone that's selfless, a giver, not a taker, not someone selfish. And finally, he said you were always there for each other no matter what. This is very common, and it's obviously referring to hardships, when you go through difficulties, until death do us part. Whether you go through problems with each other's health, financial difficulties, you go through a rocky patch, I don't know, maybe you lose a loved one or one of you are in a bad state. Something happens, no matter what it is, you are always there for each other no matter what. You can rely on each other. You can count on each other. You are each other's everything. And you put the marriage first. Very solid advice from Larry Silverstein. And I found the clip interesting when I found it today, because when you look at someone like this who's made an exorbitant amount of wealth, I mean, not a millionaire, we're talking a billionaire, okay? He could have told you that the most important thing would have been a private yacht, or working really hard and making billions, right? Or being the healthiest you can be. He didn't mention those things. And before someone tries to attack me, yes, you should take care of your health and be in good shape. You should make good money and work hard and take care of your loved ones. Yes. But the most important thing from a billionaire who has it all is the woman by his side. And there is a lesson there. A lot of you guys, I don't want to get a woman until I make $1 million. I don't want to get into a relationship till I'm making good money. And then next thing you know, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're single. Where are all the good ones gone? Married when they were young, mate. Your 20s, as for you, your 20s and your early 30s are for building. But they're also optimal for finding love. Statistically, when you're younger, you're going to be more attractive. You're going to look your best. Go find someone. You're going to have less baggage when you're younger, statistically, than when you're older. That's when you should be finding a woman. When you're building yourself up. He's been with his woman since he was 25, and the guy's 93 now. That's a 68 years of marriage. He wasn't a billionaire at 25, was he? Now he is. He worked his way up, but he did it with a woman who was probably with him when he had nothing, when he was starting out. That's love. And I know some of you watching are older, in late 30s, 40s, you've had a few divorces or a few breakups. That's completely fine. But take this for what it is. Okay? Marriage to a good woman, like he said, is fantastic. And he's had the right one for 68 years. Okay? The wrong one is a disaster. We all know that's true. So having the right person by your side when you're young is a blessing. I think that is beautiful. Very, very good little clip of his. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But before I go, as a bonus, I'm going to read to you a few 10 Bible verses, or that's about a similar topic here, the qualities of a good wife, just to inspire some of you men. And it goes like this. Number 1, Sirach 26 verse 1 through 3. Happy is the husband of a good wife, the number of his days will be doubled. Sirach 26 13 through 15. A wife's charm delights her husband, and her skills put flesh on his bones. Number 3, Sirach 26 1. A good wife is a great blessing, and she will be granted amongst the blessings of the righteous. Number 4, Sirach chapter 36 verse 24 through verse 26. He who acquires a wife gets his best possession, a helper fit for him, and a pillar of support. And number 5, Sirach 25 1. There are 3 things my soul delights in, and they are delightful to God and to men: harmony among brothers, friendship among neighbors, and a wife and a husband who live in harmony. Number 6, Sirach 40 verse 23. A friend or a companion is always welcome, but a sensible wife is better than both. That's an interesting one. Is better than either. And number 7, 26 verse 16 through 7, Book of Sirach, again, like the sun rising in the heavens, so is the beauty of a good wife in her well-ordered home. Like a lamp shining on a holy lampstand, so is a beautiful face on a stately figure. Sirach, number 8, Sirach 36 verse 23. A charming wife brings joy to her husband, but a woman who gives no joy is like a burden. The wrong one brings disaster, and the good one makes it fantastic. Telling you from experience as well, having a good one in your life, it's the best thing ever. Sirach number 26 verse 2. And a loyal and loving wife is a gift of the Lord. There is no compensation that can match her worth. And number 10, at the end, last but not least, Sirach 40 verse 15. The offspring of the righteous will be great, and their roots will never wither. So with that said, yeah, those verses tie into the blessings of having a good woman in your life. And again, hope you all enjoyed this clip. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I'll also leave a link to my relationship community for those that would like to join me on my monthly group calls, take part in the community, things like that. I'd love to see some new faces in. I'll see you all in the next one.